We have a start-stop for video.
Okay, welcome everybody. And our forerunners down the course, and we're getting ready to go with our first racers. We're going to have Asa Toyota on the red course and Cecilia Jones on blue. Announcing is clear.
We have a clear from announcing and video, so we are set to proceed.
Welcome everybody to the second day, the final day of Race to the Cup racing action here at Howelsen Hill. Side by side, these racers, these are the qualification runs.
6 on blue.
Our first two riders ready to go. It's great to see Cecilia out on the hill. This is her first day on that blue course. Asa, of course, dominating yesterday, taking the victory. And the riders are on course. We're underway. First qualifying run, Cecilia Jones from the USA on blue. Asa Toyota on red from Japan. Toyota picking up where she left off yesterday. Beautiful, smooth riding. Cecilia just a couple gates behind, getting a feel of things. Through the finish, it's Toyota with a time of 29.80, Cecilia with a time of 34.13. Mika Kazuka and Kennedy Widmeyer will be our next pair in the start. Mika will be on the blue course, Kennedy on the red course. And here come our riders. Mika Kazuka on the blue course, Kennedy Widmeyer on the red course. His first run of qualifying here today. A little less pressure than yesterday for the riders. We're going to do brackets of 16 today's round. So these qualification runs are all about the seating. The seating ever so important on this hill. Get a good seed position to get on that red course for the first run. The riders are through the finish. Widmeyer on the red course, a time of 32.08. On the blue course, Kazuka with a time of 32.42. Our next pair in the start here, they come Lynn Ott on the blue course, Lexi Bullis on the red course. Two American riders. And down some nice turns on the Howelsen face. Nice snow conditions today. Got good and cold last night. Set things up after a couple inches of new snow yesterday. Lexi with a good run on that red course. Lynn right behind on blue. They'll cross. It's a time for Lexi of 31.13. For Lynn on the blue course, it'll be a 33.56. Up next, we'll have Kelsey Stevenson on red and Ron Nozaki on blue. They are on course. Just a slight advantage for Stevenson down here on the lower section. These racers side by side making their way down the final pitch at Howelsen Hill. Good qualifying runs from both these riders. They make their way across the finish. It's going to be a time for Stevenson of 33.83 on the red course. Nozaki on the blue course, 34.17. Madison Zude on the blue course. Mia Chowner on the red course. Our next pair, and they are underway. Chowner, the Aussie, racing for the Steamboat Springs Winter Sports Club. Zude representing the USA. Zude with about a half gate advantage as they, 4 turns left to the finish. Here they come. It's going to be Chowner on the red course with a 37.41, Zude on the blue course with a 36.51. Our next pair in the start, we've got Catherine Darrow on the red course. And Natalia Dos Reis Monteiro on the blue, and down goes Natalia. She's back on track now. Darrow looks like she's had a clean run to this point. Dos Reis Monteiro back on track, the Brazilian rider on the blue course. Darrow with good, clean turns approaching the finish. Dos Reis Monteiro, another slip up there, but she's back on track. She's going to put it through the finish. Darrow on the red course with a time of 37.45. And Dos Reis Monteiro through with a time of 48.47. You got it? We will switch after this run. No matter. All right, we'll switch over to the men. As we await our first men's pairing. It's going to be William Howden on the red course. Walker Overstake on blue. Howden, the Canadian rider. Overstake, local hero. Steamboat's own. Finished second yesterday. Love to bump it up one more spot here today, and they're on course. Overstake on blue. Howden on red. Overstake about a half gate ahead. Wide turn there for Howden on the red side. Overstake had his Wheaties this morning. He's looking strong on the blue course. Howden just behind. Overstake crossing on the blue course, 26.42. Or on the red course for Howden, 30.34. Next pair up. We've got Louis Freeman, yesterday's race winner. On the blue course, Samuel Carpenter on the red course. He was third yesterday. This should be an exciting matchup as they are on course now. Freeman on blue, Carpenter on red. As advertised, neck and neck. Really taking some good depth in his turns as Freeman riding a good clean board throughout the arc of the turn, and Freeman crossing with a 27.02. That's the second fastest on the blue side. On the red side, it was Carpenter with a 27.67. Here's our next, or 27.67. Here's our next pair. This is Ryan Rosenkrantz on blue, Rento Akuda on the red course. On down on the red side is Toda. Akudo. So Akudo down on the red will be a did not finish. On the blue course, Rosenkrantz through with a 27.39. Next pair up in the start, it's Matthew Heldman on the blue course. Ryota Toda on red. And they are on course. Fast start from the Japanese rider Toda on the red side. The Canadian Heldman just a half gate back. Huge angles from Toda laying that board over. It's a good tight duel as these riders come through the finish. It's Heldman on the blue side with a 28.30. Toda on the red side, 28.17. Nathan DeVito on the blue course. And Everett McEwen on red. Our next pair, they're halfway down over the saddle. To the lower pitch they come. DeVito riding a nice clean run. Ewan just behind. Trying to catch the draft there off of DeVito. DeVito crossing on the blue side with a 29.81. And McEwen with a time of 30.96. Our next pair already on course. It's Bill Lockwood on the red side, Zachary Dibbler on the blue. Oh, and Dibbler going down. Sliding into the path of Lockwood, who does great to keep his concentration up and stay on course. Dibbler did make it back to the next gate, so he's continuing. Lockwood out in front. Bill Lockwood on the red course crossing with a time of 35.38. Dibbler on the blue course with a 38.71. Our final pair now on course, Landon DeVito on the blue side, Barack Beccaruglo on the red. Oh, and Barack getting way wide. Stays on course. DeVito using the backboard there on the blue course side. The fallway helping him along. It's going to be Landon DeVito crossing first on the blue course with a 33.32. And Beccaruglo on the red side crossing with a 37.37. That's going to wrap up our first run of qualification.
All right, the first run there, no disqualifications either side.
We'll do a little bit of course work, switch things over for the women.
Copy.
I'm going to hand off the microphone here to our good friend Buck Holmes, and we'll be underway with the second run momentarily.
right, Kevin, load that.
All right, looks like we've got our riders ready to go for run number 2.
Start
We'll
is
switch
clear.
sides.
We have the first pairing. Oh, we're Justin Warner handholds here.
It'll be Asa Toyota from Japan on the blue side this time. Cecilia Jones on red. Toyota with the fastest first run of qualifying on her red course run. Jones was third fastest on the blue to this point. Our qualification runs today, all of our riders from qualification will make it into the bracketed rounds, the round of 16. We're short of 16 riders, so all riders will make it in. Our top riders will have the good fortune of a bye in the first round, keep the legs fresh. So seating is very important, but the stakes not quite as high yesterday when we cut down to 8 right out of the start. Pressure didn't get to Toyota yesterday, though, as she took the victory. The riders are on course. Here comes Toyota on blue, Jones on red. Toyota continuing with her strong riding. The camera doesn't do it justice, this Howelsen Hill racetrack, the steepest on the circuit, changing terrain. Really a difficult test for the riders, but Toyota having no problem at all. She likes it difficult, and she crosses with a time of 31.01. So our next pair now in the start. It's Kennedy Widmeyer on the blue side, Mika Kazuka on red. See the gate drop and the riders are on course. Widmeyer doing a wonderful job with the 4th place finish yesterday. Mika Kazuka getting a little bit of trouble there. That section on the red course is the steepest part of the course where Kazuka had that bobble. Again, I tell you, these cameras really don't do it justice. Widmeyer with a really nice run. She just looks faster every time she comes down the hill, and that's a great time for Widmeyer. She crosses with a 31.65, and Kazuka with a 34.40. On course now, it's Lexi Bullis on the blue course, Lynn Ott on the red course. Lexi with a slight advantage, the two riders nearly touching in that transition. Lynn running a low line, Lexi a high line, and it's making for some interesting dynamics here as the two ride down side by side. Lexi starting to pull ahead, approaching the bottom, as Bullis will cross with a 32.08. Ott crossing with a 33.95. So we've got Kelsey Stevenson on the blue course, Ron Nozaki on the red course right now. Synchronized turns down the face of Howelsen Hill as Stevenson starts to pull ahead by just a touch. Nozaki, the steepness again on that red side in that midsection is really difficult for the riders on the blue side. There's a little bit of a bank there that can help the riders on their turns to the left. The hill pull left. We're tuned in yesterday. We talked about, you'll see riders moving back and forth on different parts of this track because of the changing terrain and the turn in the middle. Stevenson with a time of 32.98 and Nozaki with a time of 35.39. Mia Chowner, Madison Zude on course right now. Chowner is on the blue side, Zude on red. See Chowner just diving in on those left turns on that blue side. using the slope to her advantage, but Zude in the lead. Zude's been riding smooth and clean, and Zude will cross first. Madison with a time of 36.85. Chowner with a time of 38.11. This is our final pair. Catherine Darrow on the blue course and Natalia Dos Reos Montero on the red course. Oh, and Dos Reos Montero down on her heel side. She's back up. Darrow putting together another nice smooth run, just missing the final rounds yesterday, Darrow, I believe, but riding well today. Dahlia back up. And today all our riders will get into the round of 16 today. It's just a matter of what position will they run. And Dos Reis Montero across. So we go back to the top for our first men's pairing. I apologize, they switched the screen on me before I could pick up the time on that last pairing. The good news for both riders, as I said, is all riders will be moving into the round of 16 today. First men's pair will be Walker Overstake and William Howden. Howden will be riding on the blue side. Overstake on red. Overstake laying down the fastest run of the first run for all riders with his run on the blue course in the first run. Howden was third fastest on the red side for his first run. Let's look for another fast trip down the hill for these two as they await the starter's command. Here they come.
First men's pairing on course.
Overstake, the local Steamboat Springs Winter Sports Club rider. He's going to race with some fury today. He was a little upset with himself yesterday. Good opportunity to take the win, but a mistake cost him in the final round. Ended up in second. Freeman was able to move ahead. Let's see if he saves it for the... put together two good qualifying runs. That should give him a bye in the first round, the way things are looking. Overstake with a time of 26.98, fastest so far on the red course, and Howden with a time of 30.90. Now we've got Sam Carpenter and Louis Freeman. It'll be Carpenter on the blue side, Freeman on the red. Freeman yesterday's gold medalist and Carpenter yesterday's bronze medalist. Great rhythm for both these riders. Freeman looks to be running a little more direct this run than the past. Carpenter giving himself good space to carve the board around those turns.
Alex and John, rider that did not finish on red course, men's first run, does he take a second run?
He should, but we don't need to stop him because we didn't.
Carpenter with a 28.12 on the blue course, and Freeman with a 26.83. That's the fastest time so far today on the red side. Definitely a little bit more direct approach for Freeman. Led to the faster time. Akuda on the blue course, Rosenkrantz on red.
No, he's here. He's from Japan. We were having a little language barrier.
Will be our next
He's
pair.
He's buckling in right now.
Akuda with the misfortune on the first run going out. So that will mean that Akuda will have a difficult draw as we move into the round of 16. But the good news for him is that he will get into the round of 16. All riders qualifying here. Rosenkrantz on the red side, Akuda on the blue side. They are on course. Rosenkrantz carving nice, solid turns. The line is perfect. He's got the tempo going. Rosenkrantz, fourth yesterday. He'd love to pick up a few spots today. That was a good-looking run on the red course for Rosenkrantz. And indeed, he crosses with a time of 27.43. 27.43 for Rosenkrantz. Akuda with a time of 28.98. Our next pair on course now, it's Heldman on the red side, Toda on the blue. Japan versus Canada, and they are neck and neck over the saddle and onto the lower pitch. Really good racing here from these two. Too close to call with 3 turns left. As Toda and Heldman cross the line. What a good duel. 28.30 for Toda, 28.33 for Heldman. Everett McEwen, Nathan DeVito, our next pair on course. 2 American riders. DeVito out to a quick start. Oh, and DeVito getting that board over a little too far. Hill's so steep there, though, he didn't have far to fall. He just put the hands down, was able to pop right back up. But more trouble as DeVito goes down hard. McEwen, the wily veteran, he's seen everything. Parallel giant slalom, he was able to avoid the collision, make his way to the finish. McEwen with a 30.09.
Hold the start. The athlete is hiking or something. He can draw something. Happy holding at the start.
So DeVito up on his feet. Just walking back up the hill to retrieve something that he lost during that corkscrewing fall. Got to get the replay buffer started up. That would have been a good one. Those of you out there watching on YouTube, you can rewind your screen and watch that one again. That was a close call.
So I believe that this athlete is hiking with the intention of completing the course.
On DDNS.
Hey, Laura. No. Is that where he went out? Is that the issue he went out at? I thought he went out above that.
So DeVito is board back on. He is going to finish. So back to the top. Lockwood and Dibbler will be our next pair. The Lockwood on the blue course, Zachary Dibbler on the red.
All right, course is clear. Send the next pair.
Pair is clear. Next pair in the gate.
And they are on course. A little extra time to think up there. Wheeler running into some trouble right on the saddle section. Lockwood putting down a smooth run. Wheeler's got his rhythm going now as Lockwood crosses first on the blue side with a 33.36. Beeler on the red with a 37.09. Barack Beccaruglo now on the blue side. Landon DeVito on the red. This is our final run in the qualification round. Of course they come. Beccaruglo almost looked like he was reaching down to buckle a boot. Right out of the start gate up there. About halfway through DeVito. One gate advantage. These riders looking to put down a good time. Get themselves in a good seating situation for the round of 16 that will start at 1 o'clock Mountain. Here they come to the finish and across. And that'll wrap up our qualification run. Beccaruglo with a time of 34.11 and DeVito with a time on the red course of 30.96, cleaning things up. So we'll work on our seating now. We'll be back with the round of 16, all of our finalists competing at 1 o'clock Mountain Time. That's 1 hour from now. Stay tuned. We'll keep the video on. And we look forward to having you join us at 1 o'clock for the exciting final rounds here at the Race to the Cup Parallel Giant Slalom Day 2, Howelsen Hill in Steamboat Springs, Colorado. Thanks for tuning in.
The Winter Sports Club is amazing. It is multi-sports, and it's the only club in the entire country that has as many winter sports as we're able to provide.
I feel like when you ask our kids about their life in Steamboat, their first thing they'll say is, we grew up in the Winter Sports Club.
It's sort of like a second family for me.
The Winter Sports Club, I think, was my upbringing.
I think Howelsen and the Winter Sports Club is one of the best places in the world.
It was almost another parent to me. We spent every opportunity we had down at the Winter Sports Club and enjoyed every minute of it.
Coming here after school and being with your friends and your coaches, it's just an awesome experience.
Almost every huge lesson or experience or great moment that has changed them has happened through the Winter Sports Club.
You know, their notion of creating champions on and off the mountain really resonates with me, and I just think it's an incredible opportunity for the boys to be part of that.
There you go.
Every coach that I've ever worked with, you know, here at Winter Sports Club or see coaches on hill with these kids, from skiing to cross country to jumping to snowboarding coaches, every single one of them brings a large amount of passion and dedication to the sport.
And the culture that they become a part of, again, changes them. And whether or not they're winning or whether or not they want to be an Olympian, they can be the best version of themselves.
We're so fortunate in this town to have so many amazing people help raise these kids.
There's something to be said about growing up in a competitive environment and having the mentors that the SSWSC provided. And you know, I certainly don't think that I would have grown up to be the person that I am today without their influence on my life.
It's so unique and so special, and having seen great places in the world, there's nothing like this.
Really, the Winter Sports Club is appropriate for all kids. Every single kid can benefit from the Winter Sports Club.
All right, we are ready with our forerunners for the round of 16. Welcome back. Now we're to the races that really count. Day 2 of parallel giant slalom racing here at Howelsen Hill for the race to the cup. 2 sets of forerunners before we send our athletes. Our top 4 seeded riders for both men and women have byes. And 2 competitors on the men's side that did not finish both of their runs cleanly, so they will not be advancing into this round of 16.
Second pair of forerunners on course will hold for their finish.
All right, our first riders are on course. Ron Nazaki on the red course and Madison Zude on the blue course, kicking things off here for the round of 16. Race to the cup. They'll get a run on red and blue. The maximum differential, 1.19 seconds. Riders with about 3 turns to go are neck and neck as they approach the line. And it's going to be a close one to kick things off with Zude winning by 0.02. Our next pair now on course, it's Mika Kazuka on the red course. Natalia Dos Reis Monteiro on the blue. Oh, and down goes Dos Reis Monteiro. She's back up quickly. Kazuka skiing a good, solid, clean run. No problems on the red course for Kazuka. Kazuka strongly through the finish. It's a good-looking run for Kazuka. As Natalia will need to rely on some luck in that second run. She'll face the full 1.19 second maximum differential going into the second run. Our next pair, Lynn Ott and Mia Chowner. Mia, the Australian, riding for the Steamboat Springs Winter Sports Club. Lynn racing for the U.S. snowboarding team. The wily veteran of alpine snowboard racing in the United States. And Lynn with about a half-gate lead as they are about 6 turns from the finish. Chowner trying to keep up. A little bit wide on the heels, on the toe side turn there, but she will cross first with the time, an advantage of 0.81 over Chowner.
Head
So that leaves our final pairing for the first run for the women. Catherine Darrow on the blue course, Cecilia Jones on the red. And Jones off to a fast start on the red course. The riders come into view over the saddle and onto the lower section now. Jones maintaining about a half gate lead. You see Darrow accelerate with the hill working in her favor in that section. Kind of interesting terrain. Now it's pretty even to the finish, and this is a good close duel. Jones and Darrow side by side as they make their way to the finish. It will be Jones crossing first on the red side. Jones winning by 0.70. So we go back to the men now. And our first pair is going to be Howden and DeVito. Landon DeVito on the blue course, William Howden on the red. DeVito, one of our youngest riders in the field at just 16 years old. Yeah, you just got to be careful to keep them both in that screen, but it looks really good. All right, here they come. This is our 8th and our 9th seeds from qualification, so we'd expect a good tight match, a good exciting race. Howden on red, DeVito on blue. Canada versus USA. And DeVito with some savvy tactics coming off of the pitch there on the lower part, takes advantage, but now he makes a mistake, goes wide, and that's going to cost him coming into the flats, and Howden's going to take advantage, and Howden's going to cross the line first. You just can't make a mistake in that section with the flats right before the finish. Way too costly, and Howden takes the advantage by 0.59. So our next pair at the top, Nathan DeVito on the blue course, Ryota Toda on the red. Oh, and down goes DeVito, but back up quickly on the saddle. Hardly cost him any. He's about a half gate behind Toda as they approach the lower section now. DeVito in Toda's slipstring. Toda really nice, clean turns at the bottom, though. Toda really accelerating to the finish, and Toda's going to take max differential into the second run, 1.05 his advantage.
Max differential.
So our next pairing already on course, we've got DeBeeler on blue and Heldman on red. Here they go for the saddle. Heldman with the advantage. We've seen riders in this section on the blue side make some gains if they can stay clean, but Heldman riding really strong on the red course. 2-gate advantage. Matthew Heldman on fire. And Matthew Heldman's going to take max differential, 1.05 seconds his advantage going into run number 2.
Red, max differential.
From the youngest pairing on the hill today to the oldest pairing, we go back to the top for Bill Lockwood and Everett McEwen. A lot of experience between these two gentlemen right here. Our previous pairing featured a 16-year-old versus an 18-year-old. Now we've got gentlemen in their 40s and 50s flying down Howelsen Hill. Everett McEwen, he's going to take the win on run 1. Quickly through full 1.05 second advantage for Everett McEwen. So women will head back up. We'll be ready for them momentarily.
All arriving right now. We're getting them lined up.
Zude and Nozaki kicking things off, and Zude with just that 0.02 second advantage. little bit of course slipping here, and then we'll be ready to go with our first pairing for run number 2 of the round of 16.
We have 10
All
on
right,
red,
we've got the
8
course
on
slip
blue.
panels put back on, and we're ready to go for Ron Nozaki on blue, Madison Zude on red. Japanese rider against the American. Zude with a .02 second advantage after the first run.
First run pairing on course.
And here they come. First battle in the round of 16. Their second run. Oh, and down goes Zude. Nozaki now with over a gate lead. Just to ride it clean to the finish from here, Nozaki. It looks like she's going to do it. Ron Nozaki crossing first. Ron will advance to the next round, the quarterfinal round of 8. Our next pair already on course. It's Kazuka with the lead over Dos Reis Monteiro. Kazuka had a full 1.19 second advantage after the first run. And the Brazilian rider on the red course continuing to have a few bobbles there, and Kazuka continuing to ride clean and strong. Mika Kazuka across the finish. Kazuka will sail in to the quarterfinal round. It's Dos Reis Monteiro. Gets her finish. We got our next pair. Lynn Ott on the blue course. Mia Chowner on the red course. Ott with the advantage after the first run. And Chowner catching her. No, Chowner's all right. Spray of snow. Distracted me there, but Ott with the advantage. Ott had a .81 second advantage from the first run to work. So Chowner really needs to make some gains here with 5 turns to go. It's going to be tough. Ott just needs to be smart Needs to ride clean through the final few turns, and she'll be into the quarterfinals. And indeed, Lynn Ott crossing. And well done for Lynn as she takes the win on that pairing. It's our next pair. It's Darrow and Jones. Good close duel right now. Jones with the slight advantage. She had a .70 second advantage after the first run. Her goal is just to stay ahead of Darrow. Jones riding well, riding clean. Jones wins that run by a full 1.5 seconds. That's going to give her an easy trip through into the quarterfinals. Cecilia Jones. All right, flipping over to the men now. We've got Howden and DeVito. Our first pair in the men's race, Howden with a .59 second advantage on that blue course from the first run. Howden riding clean. DeVito a couple bobbles, a little wide line there. But now can he turn on the jets? Howden just ahead. Having to deal with his spray is DeVito, and Howden just a couple clean turns to go, and Howden into the quarterfinal.
Blue, 1.03,
So now our next pair, the Japanese rider Ryota Toda, of course, with a full 1.05 second advantage over DeVito on red. They come over the saddle, they're neck and neck. DeVito needs to start moving ahead, and he gets a little bit bounced on that turn over the saddle. Oh, but wide comes Toda. Now the momentum coming into the flats is lost, but DeVito getting thrown out of the course, and he's down, and Toda is going to sail on through. Ryota Toda take the win. So our next pair, Matthew Heldman on the blue course, Zachary DeBeeler on the blue. Heldman with a full 1.05 second advantage. We talked about this being the youngest pairing in our men's race. Heldman, 18 years old. DeBeeler, 16 years old. Say await the starter's command. Snowboard alpine racing, it's one of the great things about the sport. We see riders of all ages competing at a high level. Racers in today's field from age 57 all the way to age 15. Heldman continuing with his advantage. Heldman just needs to ski a clean run and stay ahead. The Canadian rider on the blue course looking strong. DeBeeler skiing, riding well on that red course, but Heldman just too strong on the blue. Heldman's going to go through and into the quarterfinals for Heldman with a full max differential. Our next pair already on. Veterans. McEwen on blue, Lockwood on red. McEwen has a full 1.05 second advantage. He just needs to stay ahead. This is our oldest bracket in the field. McEwen 52 years old and Lockwood 47 years young. They make their way down. It's Lockwood going out and McEwen going on into the quarterfinals for McEwen. Just outside looking in yesterday was McEwen, so that's got to feel good for the veteran alpine snowboarder to get his way into the quarterfinals. So that wraps up our round of 16. We're going to clean up the course, get it ready for quarterfinals, and be back with everybody in just a few moments. Our riders are in the gate. We are ready for the quarterfinal round. 8 competitors remaining for the women, starting with Ron Nozaki and Asa Toyota on the red course. These two competed in the round of 8 yesterday, and it was Toyota moving all the way through to become our champion. And they are on course. Toyota with nearly a gate advantage at the halfway point.
Second pairing, we have 7 on red.
Nozaki doing well to stay in touch. Any mistake from Toyota, Nozaki poised to take advantage, but Toyota just needs to ride clean into the finish and she'll have the full max differential of 1.19, and indeed she does, taking the win in the first heat. All right, Mika Kazuka on blue, Kelsey Stevenson on red, coming at us. Side-by-side racing, slight advantage on the red course for Stevenson.
3 on blue.
Now the terrain makes things interesting. If Kazuka can ride clean, she could take some momentum off that little steep pitch on the blue side, but Stevenson riding well. This is going to be a tight one as they approach the finish. Kazuka, Stevenson coming to the line, and it's going to be Kazuka crossing first. Kazuka with the advantage, 0.93.
Blue is 4.93.
All right, Linot on blue, Kennedy Widmeyer on the red course.
Bid 2 on red, bid 6 on blue.
Widmeyer's been competing really well, the youngest rider in the field, and down she goes, the announcer's curse for Widmeyer, the 15-year-old competing against the 57-year-old veteran in Linot. And Ott is going to take advantage of the mistake by the teenager to take a full 1.19 second advantage into the next run. Now our final pair in the first run of the quarterfinals, it's Cecilia Jones on blue, Lexi Bullis on red. They push out of the start and on course. It's with a bye in the first round, so she's got fresh legs. A slight advantage for Bullis now as they move into this very interesting section by the first exit from the Pama. Staying clean, maintaining that advantage over Jones. Lexi Bullis looking strong as she approaches the finish. Jones trying to stay in touch, but Bullis is going to cross first and enjoy the maximum differential of 1.19 seconds into the next round, into the next run. To the men we go. William Howden, Walker Overstake to kick things off on the men's side. Howden, the Canadian, Overstake, the local. Each other in the qualification runs. While those weren't a head-to-head matchup,
41 red, 53
they
blue.
are familiar with each other. Walker with the fresh legs now. He had a bye in the first run as our top seed. Howden rode well to take down DeVito. Here comes Overstake and Howden. Overstake with a fast start up there.
Race 10, 52 red.
The steep pitch of Howelsen Hill
36
does
blue.
not intimidate Overstake. He does not back off one little bit. Challenging slope. Howden about a gate and a half behind Overstake with a substantial lead, and Overstake will cross with the maximum differential.
Red, 41 max.
1.05 seconds Overstake will have to work with. Now our next pair, it's Carpenter and Toda. Great Britain versus Japan. Carpenter making a mistake. They're in the saddle.
Race 11,
Took a while for him to get the
33
momentum, get his
red,
board back
34
oriented down the
blue.
hill. And that was a costly mistake for Carpenter. Can he pull back a little bit of speed and not lose the full differential? No, it's Toda. And that's going to be very exciting for the next run. Toda with the full 1.05 advantage over yesterday's bronze medalist. Matthew Heldman, Ryan Rosenkrantz, our next pair. Heldman on blue, Rosenkrantz on red. Rosenkrantz with a slight advantage as they make the turn, the dogleg there over the saddle section. Rosenkrantz been riding well today.
47 blue.
He sat out of the Fist Giant Slalom yesterday, perhaps at a bit of a tune-up, and now Rosenkrantz fully up to speed. But Heldman riding well to the finish. It's Rosenkrantz, but just by 0.29.
Red is 43.29.
Now it's Everett McEwen on blue and Lewis Freeman on red. Freeman, yesterday's champion, and riding well. McEwen looking to keep it close. Freeman riding well, fresh legs, treating them well, and Freeman will take the 1.05 second advantage with him into run number 2.
Red is 42.
So a little bit of slipping happening. We'll get those panels put back on. Underway with run number 2 in the quarterfinals. Momentarily. We're just about ready to go with run number 2 in the quarterfinal. Our first pairing, Asa Toyota and Ron Nozaki. Toyota with a 1.19 second advantage. Riders both start at the same time. So even if Nozaki crosses the finish first, she'll need to cross by more than 1.19 seconds ahead of Toyota in order to advance to the semifinals. And the riders are on course. Toyota on blue, Nozaki on red. Two Japanese riders competing side by side again in the round of 8 today. As well yesterday with Toyota taking the win. Toyota nearly invincible. so far in this series. And she is again on that run. It will be Toyota advancing.
Blue, dip 1, max, advance. Dip 1, advances.
So our next pair now, Mika Kazuka on red, Kelsey Stevenson on blue. Kazuka with a .93 second advantage. Stevenson's going to need to make her move now if she wants to overtake Kazuka.
11-3.
She's making a move at the moment. This is going to be exciting. .93 the advantage for Kazuka, and down goes Stevenson. And she puts her hands on her head. Can't believe that she just made that mistake.
Number 3 is the number 6 qualifier, the higher seated rider on red.
This is the second run, John.
Yeah, John.
Red by max, dip 4, advances.
Here come the riders. Next pair, Kennedy Widmeyer, Lynn Ott. This will be exciting. Ott with the 1.19 second advantage. Widmeyer running into some trouble on that first run. Widmeyer's got to make her move now. Ott has been here before. She knows what she's doing. She's going to ride smart, make sure she keeps Widmeyer in touch. Widmeyer with just a slight bobble, but she's got the lead. Has Ott spotted her a bit too much? Widmeyer's been fantastic this week as she makes her way toward the line, and it is going to be Widmeyer with the advantage by 1.6. That's going to advance Widmeyer into the semifinal round.
Dip 13, Wiedemeyer, max differential. Dip 13, moves on.
This pair coming at us rapid fire. Bullis with a 1.919 second advantage on the blue course. Riding again, very smooth, very strong, a little bit wide there and safe for Bullis. Jones right on her tail, but it's not going to be enough for Jones. Bullis too strong, too solid, and Bullis into the semifinal round. So we switch the page to the men.
9 men, red 53, blue 41.
It's going to be William Howden and Walker Overstake. Our next pair, Overstake with a 1.05 second advantage over Howden. And here they come. Overstake on blue, Howden on red. Oh, and Overstake laying that board over a little bit too far. I didn't make a nice recovery to stay on track. That's Overstake style. I haven't seen him take a nice, easy, smooth run in my life. So even with the 1.05 second advantage, it's the only way that Overstake knows how to ride. It's getting after it, and Overstake to the finish with a big advantage. Overstake into the semifinal round.
Blue, dip 41, max, 4-1, advances.
Race 10, 46 red, 52 blue.
We haven't given Carpenter the win just yet. He's got to earn it, and he's going to have to work really hard because Toda's got a full 1.05 second advantage. Toda from Japan. Oh, and Toda with the mistake there in the saddle section. Carpenter's got to take advantage. He needs to win by 1.05 to punch his ticket to the semifinals. Another bobble from Toda. Carpenter, can he be clean through the final few turns? Carpenter crossing, and now we can declare him the victory. Perhaps some foreshadowing from our technical glitch there. As our next pair makes their way down, it's Rosenkrantz and Heldman. Rosenkrantz, 0.29 seconds the advantage for Ryan. That's a small margin, and anything can happen down here. A mistake in this section with the flats before the finish gets magnified, but Rosenkrantz has been riding really clean, really smooth, and Heldman, though he rode well, it was not enough. It's Rosenkrantz by 0.91, and Rosenkrantz will advance to the semifinals.
Blue is 4-3, wins by 0.91, 4-3 advances.
Now our final pair, it's Freeman on the blue course, McEwen on red. Freeman, yesterday's winner, he's got a 1.05 second advantage. McEwen's been here before. He's won from max differential being down before, but Freeman is riding really well this week here at Howelsen Hill. And McEwen's going to need to do something special or benefit from an uncharacteristic mistake from Freeman. Doesn't look like he's going to get it. Freeman getting stuck on his edge for a moment, but that was just to make it a little bit entertaining for us watching. Freeman, 1.32 the win on that run, and Freeman will advance to the semifinal. So that wraps up the quarterfinal round. We've got 4 men, 4 women remaining in this competition as we slip the course and get prepared. Expect an exciting semifinal round. All 4 of our riders remaining in the competition will be in the prize money. A special thanks to Arctic Liquors, our prize money sponsor in this year's Race to the Cup. We'll be back momentarily with our first run of the semifinals.
we should be ready to go in about a minute.
Our semifinalists are getting ready to go up top. We'll start with Mika Kazuka riding against Asa Toyota. And our second semifinal pairing will be Lexi Bullis versus Kennedy Widmeyer. On the men's side, it'll be Walker Overstake racing friend Sam Carpenter. And the second pairing will be Lewis Freeman and Ryan Rosenkrantz. As the sun settles behind Emerald Mountain on the backside of Howelsen Hill, the visibility becomes a factor. The riders moving in and out of the sun and through the shadows in the midsection of the course, which is also the steepest part of the course. Conditions have been absolutely fantastic for racing here these 3 days, and we're underway. Kazuka on blue, Toyota on red. Toyota, as she has all week, ahead at the midway point. Yesterday's race champion riding extremely well. Kazuka running a direct line, but not as clean on her board through the turns as Toyota. And Toyota generating power from those clean carved turns. And across Toyota, she'll enjoy a 1.19 second advantage. Lexi Bullis and Kennedy Widmeyer already on course. Here they come. Widmeyer on blue, Bullis on red, and Bullis with the half-gate advantage as they ride over the saddle and onto the lower pitch. Into the shadows they go. More shadow on the red than on the blue. But the red course, the more direct line down the hill with the bend on this Howelsen course. Widmeyer has just been phenomenal this week, and she's staying right there with Bullis. Bullis really having to work. She will cross first, but not by much. Bullis with .38, the advantage as the 15-year-old Widmeyer is absolutely lighting the hill on fire this week, putting pressure on the veteran Bullis. On to the men's race now. The first pairing, Sam Carpenter on the blue course and Walker Overstake on red. Here they come. Two Steamboat Springs Winter Sports Club teammates. Good friends, these two riders. They're both 18 years old, and this is going to be an exciting matchup. They would love to face each other in the finals. Unfortunately, the brackets didn't work out that way today. So who's going to be left out at the end? This is exciting, close racing. Carpenter, Overstake on red. They drive to the finish and across the line. It's going to be Carpenter by .14. Sam Carpenter with a great ride in the semifinal round, taking it to his friend and mate Walker Overstake. Now our final pair, it's Freeman and Rosenkrantz. Freeman on the red course, Rosenkrantz on blue. Rosenkrantz with the advantage at the midway point there across the saddle. Rosenkrantz, I tell you, yesterday, maybe a little bit off the pace he wanted to ride. He did not compete in the FIS GS on Wednesday, but he's got this hill figured out now, Ryan Rosenkrantz. And look at this run from Rosenkrantz as he makes his way to the finish. He's going to cross first, 1.37 the difference. He's going to take a full 1.05 advantage into that second run. Ryan Rosenkrantz riding out of his mind. So one run down here in the semifinals. And things are just getting warmed up here on a chilly day at Howelsen Hill as we await the women to enter the start. I'm going to catch my breath. Be a couple minutes and we should have our female riders back into the start gate and into our second run for the semifinal round. As we await the next runs, a look back, the fast finish from Rosenkrantz. I was not surprised to see Rosenkrantz in that good position, but to win by full differential over Freeman, who's been so solid, did not see that coming. And then the really close finish earlier. Carpenter overstake. You just see Carpenter, those last few turns, the tight line, perfect carving, and he reaches to the line just 0.14 seconds ahead of overstake. It's going to be exciting riding on that second run. Work to collect some replay on those women's runs here in the second run.
Race 14.
All right, our starter is called. Our first pair into the gate. We see Asa Toyota up in the start gate on that blue course. Mika Kazuka on the red. It's Toyota with a 1.19 second advantage from the first run. She's built up a strong lead by the fifth or sixth gate in every race we've seen so far. Let's see if she keeps that up in this semifinal second run, and we're underway. Toyota on blue, Kazuka on red. Kazuka's got a big challenge ahead of her, as Toyota has been fantastic, rock solid throughout the week. About a half gate lead for Toyota. She just has to stay ahead, but there's the mistake from Toyota, and it takes some time to get the board turned around. 1.19, the advantage that Kazuka needs to get herself into the big final. It's looking good for Kazuka. She reaches for the line, and Kazuka's going to cross 1.07. Enough. Toyota is going to go through. Wow, that was close. 1.07 for Kazuka. But the advantage was 1.19, and Toyota going through. Oh my gosh, that could not have been any closer. All right, here we go, our next pair.
Second run semifinal.
Bullis Wiedmeyer. Bullis with the 0.38 second advantage. This one's looking close. Not much of a lead for Bullis. Wiedmeyer's been fantastic. She's riding out of her mind, the 15-year-old, as they approach the finish. It is Bullis, though. Bullis crossing the line first, and Bullis will move into the next round, the big final. The advantage on that run for Bullis, 0.89. Next rider's already on course. This is Overstake and Carpenter. They sent them too fast for me to get everything correct here, but that is on the red course. The advantage right now, I get the page flipped. That looks like Sam Carpenter. Is he going to do it again? Sam Carpenter on that red course. It's going to be a close finish. It's Carpenter again by 0.17, and Carpenter will advance. Carpenter to the big final. All right, now our final pair, Ryan Rosenkrantz with a 1.05 second advantage over Freeman. Our final pair, and they are on course. So Freeman on the blue for the first time, really a huge challenge that he will face. Rosenkrantz with the advantage halfway down. Freeman's going to have to be perfect from here. There's no chance for error. He's got to cross the line 1.05 seconds. And there's the mistake from Rosenkrantz. And it's going to be close as they approach the line. It's going to be Freeman by 1.10, and Freeman does it. Freeman into the big final with 0.05 of a second to spare. Holy smokes.
Reminder to the race staff, our goal is to have awards within 10 minutes.
Well,
I know we need to certify results, but
that sets the stage for an exciting final round.
You'll be able to go off of either my bracket.
So we're going to clean up the course, get ready for our final rounds. Again, we'll see all 4 riders from each gender back at it. The big final and the small final to determine all of our medal positions and our prize money distribution, with the prize money generously contributed by Arctic Liquors. Big thank you to them for their support. I'd also like to thank our gold level support partners here at the Steamboat Springs Winter Sports Club. So we'll take a quick break, get the course ready for our final rounds. We'll be back momentarily. Go to our replay files here. Rosenkrantz, Freeman. This thrilling finish. Rosenkrantz, you see the mistake right there? That mistake, 0.05 of a second was all the difference in the end. Clearly that mistake for Rosenkrantz was much bigger than 0.05 seconds. The focus all the way through the finish, so critical. And you see Rosenkrantz just came in a little too early on the turn on the red. He had to back off, lost control of the board, and Freeman able to sneak in. Freeman had to make up 1.05 seconds, and he won that run by 1.10. On the women's side, Bullis and Widmeyer. Widmeyer's been riding so well, but similar tactical challenge there. Widmeyer had a bit of a disadvantage coming into the second run. Needed to be absolutely perfect. Bullis, the veteran, Lexi riding calmly, smoothly. She knew she just had to stay with Widmeyer slightly ahead and she would advance through. And she did just that. Bullis, the veteran run, gets her ticket into the big final. Some great racing. Can't wait for the big final and the small final. They're coming up in just a few minutes. All right, our first pair getting ready to go up top. We've got Mika Kazuka and Kennedy Widmeyer will be our first pair. This is the small final for the women, and they're on course.
First pair on course.
These two have both had a fantastic day. Riding for the bronze medal right now. Widmeyer a little bit early into that turn, nicely waiting on the board, doesn't lose her balance, stays on it. This race too close to call. With 5 turns to go, Kazuka, Widmeyer approaching the finish. This is a good race as they reach, and it's going to be Kazuka crossing first by 0.06. So our men's small final next. Ryan Rosenkrantz and Walker Overstake. Here they come over the saddle onto the lower section. This is going to be a good one. Overstake, we know he's got the speed on this hill. He's got the experience, but Rosenkrantz has been getting faster and faster every run. Rosenkrantz slightly ahead as they approach the finish flats. Reaching for the line, they cross. It's Rosenkrantz crossing first with 0.25 the advantage. Now to the big final for the women. Lexi Bullis on blue. Asa Toyota on red. For them to push out of the start. The Japanese rider on the red course, the American on the blue. Competing for the win in this first run of the big final. The sun and the frozen snow crystals here in the late afternoon hours of Howelsen Hill wreaking havoc on our top camera looking straight into the sun. And here come our top 2 riders in the women's race. Bullis, Toyota. We're so used to seeing Toyota with the lead as she comes over the saddle, but they're neck and neck in this one. The final round, Alexi Bullis riding well. Toyota's been phenomenal, but Bullis maybe even pulling ahead just slightly. Too close to call at this point. Toyota with a little round turn there. Carving it up as they approach the finish. It's going to be Bullis crossing in first with a 0.41 second advantage. Our final pairing now. Here they come. Sam Carpenter on blue. Lewis Freeman on red. Freeman, our winner yesterday. Carpenter was the bronze medalist, and Carpenter going out. Carpenter taking a detour and deciding to ride down Wren's Run instead of the face. So Freeman will take the maximum differential into his pocket happily. Freeman will have a 1.05 second advantage as Carpenter just getting stuck on the edge. And off course he comes. Carpenter riding past us here at the bottom. He is okay, but that was not what he was looking for. To the replay reel, let's see what we can find here. Bullis and Toyota. Toyota's been phenomenal. Both women just beautiful carving turns, but you see Toyota with a little wider line there. Bullis keeping the board in the fall line just a little bit better, and Bullis putting Toyota spot of bother to the finish And Bullis enjoying that .41 second advantage. This is going to be an exciting second run for these two racers. And on the men's side, Rosenkrantz and Overstake in the small final. Again, similar thing, Rosenkrantz just keeping that board in the fall line. Overstake a little bit overturning on the board down there as Rosenkrantz reaches across. Slightly ahead. Overstake doing all he could to keep it close, and he did keep it close, but a quarter of a second disadvantage for Overstake as they go to their second run in the small final. So riders work their way back to the top. We'll be ready with our first pairing, second run to determine the bronze medal. Kennedy Widmeyer and Mika Kazuka. Our first pair will be underway with them in just a few moments. Looks like our riders are getting ready to go in the start. .06, the advantage for Kazuka after the first run. That's not much. It's in a blink of an eye, as they say. Riders get ready to go up top. The sun going down. Light getting flat. The pressure heating up as the temperature drops at Howelsen Hill, and Mika Kazuka, Kennedy Widmeyer on course.
Second run, women's small final on course.
Very tight race halfway through. Kazuka, little bit of skid on the board there. Widmeyer hitting it hard, and we've seen a few problems in that area. Kazuka going down ahead. Chaos on the course, and Widmeyer takes advantage. It's going to be Widmeyer into the bronze medal position.
13 by Max, third place.
To the men's side. Rosenkrantz nursing a 1/4 of a second advantage over Overstake. Walker on the blue course, Ryan on the red course. Awaiting the starter's command. They're off. Overstake launching himself into the air. Down that top pitch, but Rosenkrantz, the veteran, smooth as Ryan. Just consistent, strong, very using all his strength there, Rosenkrantz, to stay on course with that direct line. Overstake's got to do a lot of work down here. He's got a 1/4 second to make up. It looks strong, though, as Overstake reaches the line. Overstake crosses, and he's got 4.8, and that's enough to overtake Rosenkrantz, and Overstake is the bronze medalist.
641 on blue by .48. 41 takes third place.
That was close. So now we go to the big final. The race for first place for the women. Asa Toyota on the blue course. Lexi Bullis on the red course. Lexi with a .41 second advantage. Here they come. Toyota hasn't been behind all week. Over the saddle. They're neck and neck. Bullis keeping an eye on Toyota as she moves ahead by just a touch. It's got to be good from here down Bullis. Has she let Toyota get ahead too far? Toyota racing strong. Toyota with a big advantage. And Asa Toyota does it again. Toyota winning that run by 1.01. And Toyota takes the top spot yet again. Asa Toyota absolutely on fire here on the Howelsen Hill slope. Our final run, Luis Freeman on blue. Sam Carpenter on red. Freeman with a 1.05 second advantage. Carpenter's been hot, but made a wrong turn on that last run. Catching an edge on his board and shooting underneath the ribbon reel on the rider's right-hand side. Knew he had no chance. So it all comes down to this run for Carpenter. Can he make something special happen or benefit from a Freeman mistake? Freeman's been phenomenal all week, and Carpenter has the advantage early into the run. Freeman's got to keep it close here. 1.05 seconds can disappear in a hurry, especially a rider of Carpenter's caliber, but he's made a mistake. Carpenter with a big mistake when things were looking good, and Freeman's going to sail through. Luis Freeman making it 2 for 2. Freeman, your race to the cup race winner in that final run.
Blue course, 642, Freeman by Max. Freeman, first place. 642.
Man, it seemed like it was right there for Carpenter.
Thank you, Laura.
He had his
Alex.
chances.
Thank you, Jeff. Thanks, Tato. Thanks, John Nolte. Thanks, entire Steamboat Springs Winter
We
Sports
see the
Club,
bobble. Carpenter looked like he had a chance, but he catches a toe side edge just a little bit down on his side, and no chance from there to overtake Freeman because it needed to be
Kevin
perfect.
here. And thanks to you, John. I appreciate it big time. And your wife.
Thanks.
Freeman taking the victory on the women's side. Toyota so
It's
strong.
okay. I told him I'd still give you
Bullis
an
had the
extra four.
lead after the first run, but Toyota flawless on the final run. And she takes that advantage, takes the win yet again. Asa Toyota enjoying her time here at Howelsen Hill with the victory. On the men's small final side, Rosenkrantz and Overstake. This was a close one coming down to the wire. Rosenkrantz with the advantage, but Overstake, look at the strong turns here coming to the finish. And using that direct line, Overstake able to take the win ultimately by 0.2 of a second with some strong riding at the bottom. Really, it was Overstake digging deep to get that victory. And then in the women's small final run, Widmeyer going out and Kazuka with some smooth sailing. And then she makes the mistake, and Widmeyer takes advantage. Just when we thought Kazuka had it made, Widmeyer puts down another good run. Parallel snowboard racing. Anything can happen. And this time it's the young rider, Widmeyer, taking advantage of the mistake from Kazuka and taking the win. Thanks for watching, everybody. Fantastic racing here at Howelsen Hill. Good luck to the riders, and we hope to see you at the next Race to the Cup.